Hey everyone, welcome to another podcast of Living a Full Life. I'm Dr. Enrico Dolcicore, and this week we'll be talking about proper footwear. What does it do to wear improper footwear? What does it do to wear proper footwear? And what things can you prevent by wearing proper footwear? Let's go through what proper footwear really is first, the conditions that they can prevent, and then what improper footwear is, and what to avoid and why to avoid it. There's so many conditions that come in. As a chiropractor, we see this all the time. And when you think about footwear, you think about your feet. And then when you think about your feet, you think about the things that could go wrong with your feet. Well, what are some things that could go wrong with our feet? There's things called metatarsalgia, pain in the feet. There's bunions. There's neuromas. There's common conditions of the feet that can cause pain. Plantar fasciitis is a big one. That happen because of overuse, but also more importantly, improper footwear. We're not designed to be walking with the feet that we have on this concrete jungle that we've created in modern society. Everything's just flat. Our homes are flat. We have hardwood floors. We got tile floors. We got concrete floors. We got these perfectly flat floors for these very dynamic feet that we have. So what we do is we put them in footwear that gives us a cushion between the hard dynamics of the floor to our feet to protect them. Because, yeah, we weren't designed to be pounding the concrete all the time or tile all the time. So we've created footwear to protect our feet. Makes sense. We understand that. So our feet barefoot on the sand, on the grass, it's designed to be dynamic that way. There's arches in the feet. There's dynamics of the feet that are made to walk barefoot. But it's just not easy because we've made the world flat and hard. So what we want to do is prevent conditions like I listed before. So proper footwear is anything that completely protects the foot. First of all, has a cushion to it, encapsulates the whole foot, and keeps it in a neutral position, which means pretty much in almost a flat or semi-flat position with some type of arch support pushing up against the bottom of the foot. So many shoes now, especially sports shoes, running shoes, sneakers, these will all have some type of long arch support from the toe to the heel. And some of them even have a dynamic crossfoot arch support in there as well. Minor, so that most people's feet can fit in it and that they're comfortable. But remember, these shoe companies have to sell shoes. And in order to sell shoes, they got to look good and they got to feel good. And unfortunately, the feel good part isn't always the best thing when it comes to our feet. So long story short, what are we going to wear? The importance of proper footwear is the stability and support that you're getting from them. So you'll see these in most of the sporting shoes, the running shoes, the sneakers. These ones support and give you proper, adequate support and stability, which is essential for maintaining good posture and balance. They are shock absorbers as well. Take a lot of the force away from the feet and into the shoe with the proper sole of it, which can reduce stress on the feet, the ankles, the knees, even the lower back. Proper footwear can create good alignment. It helps with maintaining the natural alignment of the feet, which is critical for preventing biomechanical problems. And number 4 is comfort. Always, that's what we buy is comfortable shoes. When we put on a pair of shoes, we're like, ooh, that's comfy. And that's the sale point for us. But comfort doesn't always equal the best shoe. So we definitely want to prevent things like I listed before from plantar fasciitis, which is irritation of the bottom of the foot, which can inflame the tendons, fascia, and muscles on the bottom of the foot and cause heel pain, which can lead to heel spurs. We got bunions, where the big toe can create a callus on the toe joint, which can widen the foot and create pain in that joint. The solution to that is surgery, where they actually shave down the bone. Corns and calluses from improper sizing of the shoes or overuse of a part of the feet that can create a callus. Flat feet. People just genetically can have flat feet. Flat feet is where we have a collapse of the arch when we stand on our feet. So supportive footwear can help manage flat feet and providing the necessary arch support. Heel spurs, talked about that, where there's that heel pain because of the bone development. Blisters, ankle sprains, and we can even get things like lower back pain where it throws off the entire kinetic chain from the feet ankles, knees, all the way up to the low back. I've even seen neck pain from long-term chronic foot pain. That's how far up the kinetic chain it can go, all the way to our neck. Metatarsalgia, which is the adequate cushioning and support, can prevent pain in the ball of the foot caused by metatarsalgia. That's in the ball of the feet, near the toes, and then even Achilles tendonitis. So by choosing footwear that's appropriate for your activities and foot type, you can significantly reduce the risk of these conditions, ensuring better overall foot dynamics. So that's how we get good footwear. Now, bad footwear. We're all guilty of the bad footwear, the flip-flops, the sandals, the unsupportive shoes, the soles to the shoes. These types of shoes create a lot of dysfunction in the foot. 25% of all the bones in our body are in our feet. Can you believe that? So over 50 bones between our 2 feet. There's only 200 and something bones in the body. So all these small bones play a dynamic role in structure and support of giving the foot tons of flexibility for movement while having lots of articulations and joints to make it very dynamic to hold up the entire frame. It's pretty cool being human. We get to stand up on 2 feet, and that's given us a lot of dexterity in our hands. We can do a lot of fine motor skills like write a book, create things with our hands, and giving our hands a different dynamic than our feet, which is very cool. And that's given us an advantage, of course. But in that standing upright, we now put a lot more resource and more influence onto our feet because it contains a lot more responsibility to hold us up. So improper footwear is one of the silliest things we can do because it can set us up for multiple issues. And flip-flops create a very different dynamic. As you take each stride, your toes are trying to hang on to the flip-flop so they don't fall off. So it's a very different dynamic. It collapses the arch a lot faster. And the more that we do it, the rougher it is on our feet. Flip-flops are great for around the pool, for quick jaunts around the yard, quickly going inside and outside of the house, maybe even inside the home a little bit to protect your feet from your hardwood floors or your tiles. That makes sense. But long-term, doing anything, we should be keeping our feet in a sneaker for the best support. We'll get into foot conditions and how to go about them in a second, but avoiding bad footwear is one. Flip-flops are on the top list. That's number one. Number two are high heels. Women, they sometimes love their shoes. They're designer, they're beautiful, and they want to wear them. And it puts them into a hyperflexion of the foot, which raises the heel too far off the ground and puts all their force onto the ball of the foot. Very different dynamics to try and take the force of the human body across an entire bottom of a foot and translate that to the ball of the foot. Now you've taken away 60% of the foot's contact with the floor, brought it up, and now all the force is translated to the front. This increases the risk of bunions, metatarsalgia, neuromas, and damage to the inside of the ball of the foot because of putting chronic stress in there. Don't see very many women now wearing high heels on a long period of time. They may, if they have a desk job or a seated job, makes it easy for them during the day because they're seated most of the time, or on a night out. That's fine every now and then. But all the women will confess after a night of dancing in high heels, their feet are killing them that night and the next day. And it's because of the improper positioning of the foot over long periods of time, and especially being on your feet all night dancing, right? So putting your feet under that type of stress is really unnecessary. So those are the two bad shoes to stay away from. Wearing your flip-flops over long periods of time and walking all over the place, going to the grocery store, going to the mall, going to the theme parks in flip-flops can set you up for future foot pain, for sure. Now, some unconventional shoes that have been out there over a long period of time that are said to be the best or better shoes are the barefoot shoes, or those you see those like finger shoes, almost like a glove for the foot, and people walk around them, and they're made of like a rubber or plastic substance to create a barrier from the ground to the foot, but really they're just like a glove that they put on the feet. And you see people working out in these, you see people running in these, you see people walking in these. Are they truly that great? It brings back the natural dynamic of the foot. So I support these types of shoes because they truly do bring back the dynamic of the foot, and it creates more strength in the bottom of the foot and the muscles, because you have to use those muscles now. With You're not in a container, you're not in a contained sneaker that's comfortable and cushy and completely separates the foot from the environment. This one is a glove that makes the foot get involved with the environment and use more muscles. It's absolutely great. The contrary belief here is that they help prevent issues. It's not true. We talked about the concrete jungle that we've created. We've made everything flat and hard and safe so we don't trip and fall. We've made our everything, roads, sidewalks, homes, driveways, everything is super flat to make it easy to walk and drive our vehicles, and all for all the right reasons. But when we now put our feet into these glove type shoes, we're still walking on this concrete jungle, which is very, very flat. Puts more stress onto the foot and flattening the foot without the comfort. So getting into these, into your 40s, I always find it kind of funny. You've gone this long in life with wearing shoes, and now you're going to switch to these glove-like shoes. It may come with a little bit of soreness and pain as you get used to it and try and strengthen your muscles. Just like anything, when you first put your feet into ice skates or roller skates, or and then you go skating and then you take them off, and it feels so good to take them off after that first time of skating. After a couple of years, your feet hurt because you never used those muscles like that before skating on ice, or it's been a long time, so you're retraining those muscles. But if you skate and play hockey, 2-3 nights a week for a long time, your feet get used to this. So that's the cool thing about proper footwear. Um, the five finger toe shoes, or I'm going to call them the glove shoes, I like them. They're almost like an exercise for your foot. So I'm giving you the pros and cons of each of them. The pros are that, yes, you will develop muscle strength in the foot, which is ultimately a good thing. The con is it may be a little bit of a learning curve to wear them. See people wearing them at the gym. My gym doesn't allow them. The staff actually will tell you, listen, you need closed toe shoes here just for safety issues, for dropping a weight on your foot. Unfortunately, these glove type shoes are not going to protect you to any blunt trauma. So that's another thing to think about as well. Can they develop strength in the foot? Absolutely. Are there foot exercises you can do to help strengthen your feet? Absolutely, there are. There are dancing stretches and ballet stretches that have been taught for centuries on how to strengthen the foot. And they're called five finger crunch exercises, and you can look them up on YouTube on how to strengthen your feet. These are great ideas if you've been suffering from a little bit of foot pain. Now, solutions to foot pain. Let's talk about that. All of those things: metatarsalgia, neuromas, plantar fasciitis, the pains in the feet. Definitely see chiropractic care or physical therapy for these types of things, because they are resolvable. Plantar fasciitis in our office is treated with active release therapy and actually chiropractic care. Active release will actually take almost like a massage technique, or sometimes we even use a tool where we can scrape the irritated fascia to release a lot of the tension in it and the scar tissue and stretch the foot. Along with heating at home, within a week or two, people get significant improvement. You can use things like ultrasound, shock wave, and other devices that can help break down the fasciitis that's along the muscles and tendons, and people get amazing results very quickly. So I highly encourage people with any plantar fasciitis to look out for chiropractors in the area or physical therapists that are known to help with that. Contact them, book an appointment. You won't regret it. Metatarsalgia and neuroma comes with a little bit of experience. Again, chiropractic and physical therapists that have worked with it will be able to help you with these conditions as well. They are soft tissue type conditions. They can be helped with manual therapy and even of adjusting of the joints of the feet. And it feels great. And again, fairly quickly, in 1, 2, 3 treatments, you can have significant improvement from those types of things as well. Neuromas and bunions and those types of conditions of deformities of the foot and tissue. So Neuromas that don't go away, I do refer to a podiatrist because sometimes a simple cortisone injection can diminish the pain or even reduce it completely and give you years of relief. And again, you have to go back and they'll tell you the exact same things. Stay away from improper footwear, strengthen the foot, and hopefully prevent these in the future. Bunions will continue to develop if we don't resolve them early. Once you start to develop the callus on the big toe, there's no reversing that. So catching it early on, one of the exercises I give my patients is the toe spacers, those pedicure spacers that they give you at the nail salon, but you can buy silicone ones that you wear at night. It spaces the toes apart and gives the big toe more of a straight appearance at night, forces it into its straight appearance, which takes the stress off of the bent joint that's developing the callus. And as you wear that through the night, you take that stress off of that joint and it slows down, if not stops, the development of a bunion, which gives people a lot of pain relief and they can live on without surgery at that point. Once a bunion gets past a certain point, too large, too painful, too inflamed, this then becomes a podiatry referral. And any podiatrist will assess this, x-ray it, and then most likely set up surgery to help reduce and shave down the excess bone and try and straighten the toe for you. That's what happens when we let bunions go too far. As far as heel spurs, blisters, you got to give time to heal with proper footwear, but blisters, ankle sprains, low back pain, and Achilles tendonitis, again, chiropractic care, hence why I'm doing this podcast. We deal with this stuff all the time. And things like wave therapy, Graston, active release therapy, manual therapy, soft tissue therapies all work so well. All you need is an experienced provider that's dealt with these conditions before, and you'll have a faster track to it. You'll find that someone who's done it, an expert in the field that has helped a lot of people or maybe worked in sports will help you within, I told you, like those 2, 3, 4 visits. And someone who's new to chiropractic or physical therapy may take 5, 6, 7 visits, but it doesn't matter. Either way, they're going to get you the solution and the relief that you're looking for. So that's the tie to that. So if you've had foot pain before, I hope this podcast has brought you some insight on how to maintain and bring back some love to your feet and try and take away the stressors and maybe some answers of where to find some help for any of those types of foot conditions that you may be having. If you've had chronic low back pain or even chronic headaches over the years and you're above 50, think about your feet. They may have been playing a role over your lifetime to be doing this. And again, a great chiropractor would be a great consult for you to help you with those as well. Stay well, take care, and have a great week.